You ever wonder why men who trust women end up getting hurt? Today we're going to answer that question. And make sure you stay till the end, because at the end, I'm going to show you what you can do instead so you never get played again. His philosophy was mostly focused on pessimism, which he believed was caused by humans being driven by their will to live. He is famous for his book titled The Art of Being Wise, where he talks about wisdom as an antidote to the pessimistic view he had of life. First, he opens the paragraph by saying the proverb that women are the only ones who know how to love is only too true. What he is saying here is that women understand the power of love and how to manipulate it to get whatever they want from a man. Women are experts at giving men love and attention when they want something from them, like when they need help moving or when they need someone to take them somewhere, like a date or a ride to the airport. You'll notice that whenever you ask a woman out, she suddenly starts acting really nice and friendly and is always available for you. The guys who think with their dick get hurt the most. If a man doesn't believe women are capable of giving real love, he won't get hurt. If you choose to ignore what I teach and end up getting played, then you deserve it. They see through the wiles of beauty, and so they escape the dangers of love, and so they avoid the dangerous rock. So the proverb might rather be, women are the only ones who know how to love. Men who cannot distrust women pay for their trusting nature with bitter tears. But he who does not let himself be blinded by love has a much better chance of keeping his freedom intact. All I do is provide you with knowledge, and it's up to you to decide what you want to do with it. And instead keep your head clear. You will be able to avoid all the pitfalls that come with loving a woman. When you get in the water with them without protection, they will eat you alive. But if you stay on land and only dip your toes in the water, you'll be fine. Another way to look at it is that women are like fire. If you bring fuel to the fire, it will burn brightly. But if you leave it alone, it will slowly die out. The same is true for women. If you give them attention, they will crave it more and more. But if you ignore them, they will eventually go away. Instead, you can keep your freedom. If you do, you'll end up getting played. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this video with your brothers. And for my real 1% Earths watching, I just want to say thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. But if you keep your wits about you and don't let yourself fall in love with a woman, you'll be able to keep your freedom and avoid all the heartaches that come with loving a woman. Because he won't fall in love with a woman who isn't capable of it. Then after she gets what she wanted, she goes back to her old self. Basically, they know how to play the game of love. However, most men don't realize this. Most men fall into the trap of mistaking love for something real and lasting when in reality, they've just been played. Here he's setting the stage to explain why this saying is true, and also to warn men who don't understand the simple truth. He says that women know how to use love to get what they want, whereas men often remain unconscious of the fact that they are being loved, merely because they themselves have learned to love. What he means here is that those same men who don't understand that women play the game of love end up paying the price because they fall in love, and they end up getting hurt. They shed those bitter tears, which could have been avoided if they didn't trust women so easily. This book contains many hidden gems, one of which is a short paragraph explaining why men who trust women pay the price. Arthur Schopenhauer was a German philosopher born in 1788 and died in 1860. First, if a woman is truly in love with you, that doesn't mean she won't play the field. Because a woman who loves you might still love somebody else more. Second, even if she did truly love you, just know that women are emotional creatures who have feelings that change every hour of every day. Just because a woman says she loves you today doesn't mean she will feel the same way tomorrow. She could literally wake up tomorrow and say she doesn't love you anymore. That's why you need to keep your guard up and not trust her completely. I'll go ahead and read the paragraph to you now. then break it down and explain exactly what he means and why this is still relevant today. But here's what he says. The proverb that women are the only ones who know how to love is only too true. In fact, they know how to use love to get what they want, whereas men often remain unconscious of the fact that they are being loved, merely because they themselves have learned to love. Men who cannot distrust women have accordingly to lament and complain that they have suffered shipwreck through love. But there are other men who, knowing the tricks of the female heart, take good heed not to be led astray by its illusions and preserve their freedom of thought and action. These are the men who laugh at all the empty words with which lovesick girls try to entrap them. They see through the wiles of beauty, and so they escape the dangers of love. And so these men are laughed out of love by their companions, and so they avoid the dangerous rock. So the proverb might rather be, women are the only ones who know how to love. Men who cannot distrust women pay for their trusting nature with bitter tears. But he who does not let himself be blinded by love has a much better chance of keeping his freedom intact. Alright, so now that you heard the quote, let's break it down piece by piece. If you didn't quite understand that, let me explain. Here's another example. Next, he says that men who cannot distrust women pay for their trusting nature with bitter tears. Have you ever seen a guy crying over a girl? It's always the guys who trust women too easily. Now, you might be thinking, but what about a woman who truly loves me? There are two things to consider here. Now, some people watching this video might disagree with me and think that I'm being unfair to women, but that's not my fault. He ends the paragraph with a positive note, saying that those men who don't fall for women, tricks are the ones who laugh at all the empty words which lovesick girls try to entrap them with. What he means here is that if you don't let yourself fall in love with a woman, in other words, women are like sharks. So remember, brothers, never trust a woman too easily. So on that note, this video ends here. I hope you enjoyed it and got some real knowledge out of it.